Hey, Green Bear. Happy Saturday. Welcome in. Just getting everything set up and ready to go. We'll be running the ad break to get pre-rolls out of the way here shortly. But thank you for joining in.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Welcome in, Jenny. Happy Saturday, everybody. Getting a little bit of a short stream in today to get some work done while I can. And here in about a minute or so, we'll go ahead and roll the ad break and get pre-rolls out of the way. All right. Ad break has concluded. Welcome in. Happy Saturday, folks. Thank you for joining me today. Not a normal stream day, but we're swapping today for yesterday's bonus stream. Got plenty of work to do on the Jerboa and some time today to do so, so that's what we're going to do. And if you're joining us watching the VOD, kick back, throw whatever music on you want in another tab or whatever, and enjoy. All right. Happy Saturday. So, here's where things stand with the Jerboa. Of course, we did the arms on Thursday. And I've gone in once again, and I did a little bit of additional little rolls of little tiny snakes of clay. Added a little bit of accentuation around the elbow here and some swirl patterns, not like swirl, but a little bit of first way kind of a thing going on, you know? And I think what we're going to do today is start working on this general area. We're not going all the way from bottom to top. Let's see. We'll probably start like right in the middle and then kind of V this way and work our way down in here. Gonna try to go as light as possible on this. So we'll use small pieces, medium size, not quite as small as what we were doing on bits of the arm there, but yeah, I think that'll work nicely. And I think we have everything in order here. I'm gonna go ahead and start making some fur pieces. And we'll put some liquid polymer clay on before we start applying it. I did put a order in earlier this week. I think it was Wednesday evening, directly through Cosclay. And I got my order yesterday. I got their version of this because this is getting, I'm about 50%. So I figured I'd get it just to have it. But more specifically, I ordered some of their separator, which we will actually be testing here soon. Not today, but next week. We'll do a little small test batch. Like just what I want to do. So what the separator does, you apply it between two layers of clay, and it keeps them from sticking when they're baked. You can use that for making little molds and whatnot, which would be super handy for repetitive bits and bobs on some sculpts and stuff. But what I'm thinking is that will actually come in handy when it's time to work on this guy's feet, because I want to have the base. I want to get the base sculpt done and then put him into that to sculpt his feet and then bake it. If I put the separator between him and the Sculpey that I'm using on the base, that should keep him from baking and adhering to the base, right? But we can bake it together. So what I want to do next week is get a regular piece of Sculpey, put the separator on it, and then put a piece of this on top of it, the Cosclay, and then bake it just to see if it has any detrimental impact on the Sculpey. I don't think it will, but that's why we're going to test it. And if it all goes well, then we'll make the base, put him into the base, put the separator down, and sculpt his feet. And then we should be good to go. I also got 2 bottles of their glow liquid. It's liquid polymer clay, but it glows. I got blue and green, so we can use that for some very cool stuff in the future. And I got a little bit more clay to replace what we're using with this guy. So exciting stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure how long we'll stream today, but we shall see. I don't even know what to expect. I don't really stream on Saturdays, so I'm also going to try something just starting out here real quick. I'm going to go the normal way we do this, right? Pull this guy off. What if I go the opposite way? Can I do this even? I don't know. Let's find out. A little bit awkward. Because what I'm thinking is that'll give us an opposite curve. Which could be handy. And I'm going to go ahead, cut these and just kind of see if it is kind of how I'm thinking it's going to be. Yeah, we should get curves going the opposite directions this way. That one's kind of crap, but all right. Hey, Gundy, welcome in. Happy Saturday to you, sir. It's going well. A little bit sleepy today. Yesterday was a pretty eventful day and woke up a little bit too early today, but I can manage. It's a short stream today, anyways, and there's work to be done, right? So I hope you're doing well. How's things going with the project? Definitely going to be leaning on the energy drink next to me and nicotine today. And it's one of those days where I kind of need stronger stimulants. Doing well. Project's intense. I tried 3 different ways of doing fur. The only thing that's working is to actually sculpt it in place. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit tricky. And varying the size and the cuts, and staggering the placement is definitely part of the trick. I am still trying to decide how I want to do the tail because I don't really want to do it like this. No matter how I do it, it's going to take some time. Um, but I I kind of feel like considering the tip of the tail is going to be done with this method and the entire body is done with this method, it might be good to kind of distinguish the tail a little bit, you know, with a different method. Yeah, yeah. Well, and regardless, it does give like a little bit more of that chunky fur style. If you look at CNOT's Mouse Lord sculpt he's in the process of making, especially on like the body area, it's pretty chunky. It looks good. It's definitely a style and it looks great, but yeah, kind of chunky fur. Looks amazing, but this rat I'm doing has a more realistic approach. Yeah. I'm excited to get into building out the Jerboa's face, but I figured maybe we should start with the ears just because of the way it's going to come down into this area. And we're going to be working back from the front of the face. So having this here would be probably a good thing, you know? I just got to be very careful. We obviously don't want this to bulk up because I don't want his ears thick. So I'm going to try to. One nice thing is we don't have to do those like shortcuts. And by shortcuts, I mean shortcuts into the smaller pieces of fur. With the longer strands, I can space it a little bit further and thus less overlap and less bulking. Okay. Got the reference I'm using. Oh, wow. That's wild. Yeah, I mean, you're getting it for sure. Yeah, and sometimes it is just a matter of kind of playing around and seeing what works, you know? Yeah, that's coming along though. Good work, man. All right, let's see. Debating whether I want to work both ears at once. And I'm going to really put an effort into squishing these down as well. Crazy amount of work, but sculptors are masochists at heart, if that's the truth. It's probably why I tend to like the more complicated sculpts, even though sometimes they drive me crazy. All right. Let's keep adding clay. Obviously this is my own 80s mix. Um, in forming this, I used other 80s mixes just to kind of help me find some of the songs I was looking for quickly, right? It is a crime how few of these playlists actually have Pat Benatar in them. Like, how do you have Best of the 80s and not have Pat Benatar? You know what I'm saying? That just seems like a crime, really. Okay. That's about as thick as I want it to get right there. It's gonna bulk up at that kinda like the point where it kinda meets, you know? Now we start forming that line. We're gonna take these off because I'm really just trying to get that line, and then we'll overlap where we need to. And it doesn't have to be a perfect line, of course, but all right, other side. All right. Whoa. Come on now. There we go. Hmm. Got a little bit of a tear right there. And then outside of getting that V shape going, this should move relatively quickly, especially compared to those arms. And she ended up not going hiking. She went to some vegan festival. I don't know. Sure. Not interested myself. I minimize my meat consumption, but sorry, vegans. I like cheese, and I've tried vegan cheese. It sucks. No offense. It's awful. Hmm. All right. Put a strand in here. Turn the music up a little bit. All right. And now we're got the V shape going here, so moving right along from here, I suppose. Hopefully. And more hairs. Hey, Mammy, did I say that right? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Doing well. Doing well. How are you today? Happy Saturday to you. Just a slow process of adding fur to this guy. Enjoying a slow morning, afternoon. Nice. Yeah, same here. Same here. Woke up a little bit too early today, so not moving so fast today, but can't complain. Had a bit of time, so I thought I'd stream. And plenty of work to be done on this guy, so this is one day I can sleep in, so I slept in. Don't blame you. Yeah, normally I would have slept about an hour longer than I did, but I was wide awake and I felt fine. I'm like, yeah, I'll just get up. It's fine. A couple hours later, I'm like, oh, I wish I would have stayed in bed. But hey, maybe I'll get a nap later. We'll see. For now, we have a Jerboa that needs hair on his ears, so try not to nap during the day. Means I'm going to be up all night. Yeah, I don't nap very often, but when I do like a 20-minute power nap, and I'm good to go. Power naps are great. Anything longer than that, I feel awful. Like worse than I did before I took the nap, you know? They turn into I'm just going to bed for the day. Yeah, I also try not to, even with a power nap, I try not to make it too late. Otherwise, I already have a hard time getting to bed at night anyway, and that just makes it worse. If it's in the middle of the day, I'm fine, but I can never fall asleep for a power nap. Takes me maybe 40 minutes just to fall asleep, no matter how tired I am. Won't fall asleep at night if I do. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. I have a hard time falling asleep at night, but if I'm tired enough during the day, uh, like if I'm gonna take a nap, I'm ready for one. You know what I mean? So I can just kind of lay down and I'll set a timer for 30 minutes, give myself 10 minutes to fall asleep. And, you know, maybe it's only 15 minutes that I actually get to sleep, but it definitely helps. Sometimes just sitting back and closing your eyes helps, you know? Give yourself like 15 minutes, just shut your eyes and relax and yeah, that one's crap. They're ripped. Speaking of werewolves, referring to the song, I definitely want to sculpt a werewolf at some point. That would be fun. Maybe he'll be drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's. I don't know. Always really cool watching people who are good at it, though. I can't sculpt very well. Um, this project surprised me. I have never sculpted animal form anything before, much less made an armature or anything of that nature for one. And I'm really happy with how he's coming together, especially considering this is my first time using cosplay. I've used a little bit of cosplay, but it's been like small amounts for just like portions of a project. Because I would always use Sculpey. So this is an entirely new material. Works, I mean, relatively the same, but there's a different feel to it. Plus, I've never done this hair texture method before, and I wanted to give it a go. But yeah, I'm happy with how he's coming together here. But thank you. The trick right here today is making sure it doesn't bulk up as you're overlapping. So I got to space them out pretty decently. Otherwise, they start overlapping and you're building outwards. Come on now. Oh, that glob of clay is becoming a nightmare. Get out of here, would you? There we go. I don't think I'd have patience to make all the fur texture. um, for the most part, it's actually pretty chill. I mean, if you think about it too much, it does get a little bit tedious. And after a while, I definitely start to feel like I'm in for a break. But it's nothing after a good break, like we were working on it on Thursday. I didn't get to stream yesterday, which is kind of why we're streaming today. Typically, Fridays are open for a potential bonus stream on the schedule. Um, but I had stuff going on yesterday, and my partner had some stuff she wanted to do today, so short bonus stream today instead. But so the last day we were working on it was Thursday, and by the end of the stream Thursday, I was really kind of ready to like put it down for the day. But I say that knowing full well that Thursday night I was sitting back down, putting little pieces and placements in. But yeah, I think that's the trick. Do little bits here and there. Let's see. How did we do this? Monday, I started here, and we worked our way all the way up in here. This took a long time. Right up in here, and then Tuesday, I did that up into the blend for the jawline, and then Thursday was all arms. So that one was a bit more demanding because all of the hairs had to be cut shorter and smaller, thinner pieces. Eyes look really cool too. Thanks. Yeah, these are just glass eyes. Um, I got them right before we did this project. If you're familiar with Andy Mecca, he's a streamer here, sculptor and streamer here on Twitch. He actually convinced me to get them. And I'm glad I did. Got a whole bunch of them. And they will definitely be handy in many projects ahead, including the next one, probably. Now that we're getting a little bit of a wider area, I'll place multiple at a time and then go in and work them. And we need to kind of get back to this side here. Yeah, I picked up those glass eyes and these resin teeth that Andy uses. Won't be able to, use the teeth in everything, but they'll definitely come in handy down the road. I like to make my own teeth too, but mostly fangs. Regular teeth are not fun to make. Yeah, when I make the teeth, I typically make them out of translucent Sculpey. It's not, I don't know why they call it translucent because it's not translucent. It's more like a opaque, I guess. but it works well for teeth. Do like a little bit of a sepia wash on them, and if need be, depending on what you're making, maybe a dry brush of a off-white to brighten them up a little bit. But yeah, that translucent Sculpey works out pretty well for teeth. And Cosplay has, I think they have a translucent as well, but I have not tried theirs. I'm sure it's great. The stuff, once you get a feel for it, I'm really enjoying this. I'm liking it a lot more than I like Sculpey. And that's not any shade towards Sculpey. That's just a testament to how much I like this. It blends nicer. It's flexible once it's cured. You know, not extremely flexible, but all right, last piece before we got to make some more. And since we're going to need some overlap to fill this gap here, I'm just going to go ahead, scrape this little bit of that off. And I really need to kind of go in. Scrape off some of the excess. Okay, let's get this piece shaped. Sorry, I know I got super quiet there. A little bit into focus mode for that one. Yeah, the next project actually, I haven't decided, but may very well be making a good bit of teeth. Just kind of depends on what pose I choose. Because of course, the next project, we're returning to something that I was working on the YouTube channel before I took a break. Like kind of an ongoing series called Sculpting 90s Nicktoons. And I started that off with Ickis from Real Monsters. And I've sculpted him and Crumb. And I very much need to add Oblina, so that is our next project. Very simple compared to this, that is for sure. Yeah, it was a good show. I liked Real Monsters. And we'll do some other Nicktoons and stuff. It's kind of a fun ongoing series that I return to from time to time. And that's kind of the idea I've got moving forward is, not every project is going to be hyper detailed, but it's also not going to be every project is something simple. We'll kind of mix it up, and sometimes it's nice not to spend an entire month or two on a project, It's nice to be able to start something and finish it within a couple weeks. Because we're on day 12 of this Jerboa. And I keep saying it, but I think we have just about as many days remaining between finishing the sculpt, the base, and painting. But yeah, this is the biggest project I've done so far. It won't stay the biggest project for long, I suspect. But definitely the biggest one I've done so far. Not to scale. I've definitely sculpted something bigger. That being said, this sculpt is more involved than that one. Because the only thing that I have bigger than this, I mean, the candles are taller, of course, but the mandrake, but of course, most of that is just a plant pot and all of the dressing and all of that goes with it. That was a fun project, though. I aged up a terracotta pot because I bought the pot brand new and I had to antique it, and that was a good time. Not gonna lie, that was a fun little process. In fact, I believe there's kind of a how-to short on that process on the YouTube channel. Yeah, there is. Because I did one for that and I did one for the paper aging process using instant coffee. Hey Stevie. Happy Saturday, sir. Welcome in. Is this for a commission or for something special or just for funsies? For my own torture. Yeah, no, this is This is just because my partner and I, her and I play Ark Survival Evolved. If you're familiar with the game, this is a Jerboa from based on the game model. The Jerboa exists in real life, but as it stands today, it's kind of like a small rodent size, right? And very cute little thing. Kind of looks like a tiny, I don't even know. It's got like kangaroo legs, but it's tiny. But this, of course, is the game version. Is it accurate to history? I don't know. Were they actually this big back in prehistoric times? I couldn't say. Only played a handful of times. Yeah, we like to play it. Right now, kind of in a burnout phase of it, but we have a server that we run and play on. Just kind of taking a break from it at the moment. Used to use tea for paper aging. Yeah, that would work well too. Instant coffee works well too, and that's the best use for it because instant coffee is gross. I mean, it works when you don't have anything else, I suppose, but never been a fan of instant coffee. No, don't break. Yeah, one of the little hairs broke off. I need to bend them forward before the ISO, I think. Sorry if you couldn't see there. I just had to fix something. Yeah. It like I said, instant coffee's good in a pinch. You know, if you're camping or it's all you got and you need some coffee, but ugh. All right, I need to make these kind of go over towards the right. And this layer needs to be kind of scruffed. We're gonna go this guy. I didn't pull this one up. Whoops. Okay. Now get these guys going forward. Make sure they're separated. Couple this way. Make that one go forward. There we go. See if I can get a longer piece over here. That one should do. And right there. Okay. I need to fix that. I don't like that. Just playing back to back Michael Jackson on shuffle, huh? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why it played it back to back because it's on shuffle. Should be playing something else. Oh well. It's coming along about as I expected. I think that's a good thing. No surprise is a good thing. Yeah, that's. I mean, good surprises are nice, but most of the time it's the surprises you don't want, right? Gotta go for now. Have a great rest of your Saturday. See you soon. Hey, Gundy, thanks for hanging out, man. You have a great Saturday as well. And, well, we'll see you Monday, maybe. Monday afternoon. But yeah, hope you have a good Sunday and the rest of your day today. Okay. That is progress for sure. Okay. I'm going to take a drink and stand up and stretch just a moment. I want to get kind of in a routine of doing that on the hour or around the hour every hour. And how are we? We don't, I think an ad break just ran, so it's going to be a while for that. So we don't need to run one of those, but we'll get into a little bit of a groove here where we'll do hourly stand and stretch and hydrate breaks and all that. And let me see what this is. And she let me know she got to where she was going. And I'll give you guys another view while I take a restroom break, stretch break. Some of the detail I added after stream before he got baked. It's hard to see, but at the elbows, I kind of made the fur swoop out a little bit here. You can kind of right above my fingertip. Just to add a little bit more dimension to it, you know, it's small things, in my opinion, that really bring things together. Feral News Network, on the hour, every hour, right? And like all other news, it's kind of like this, Stevie. Looking awesome. Thanks, man. I'm really happy with how he's coming along here. It's surpassing my own expectations. And matter of fact, while we're taking a quick little break, down in the bottom right, there's some of my previous work. My Jeb is growing up. Yep, he's getting hair in all sorts of places now, Stevie. Little Jeb's becoming a man. All right, that should hold me over for a bit. My little Korok down in the bottom right. He was a lot of fun to make. That backpack was an absolute treat. I enjoyed every minute of that. And there's my mandrake with the pot that I was talking about. And my mushroom, that was a 3D or a sculpt, obviously inspired by uh, a 2D painting by a surrealist artist. And that is my Mario Little Shop of Horrors mashup. Those are the translucent Sculpey teeth. I made those fangs with translucent Sculpey. And that was my first project I did for the YouTube channel. Like, I was just getting back into sculpting after many, many years. And my creepy candle, which we actually just finished a new one before the Jerboa, and he's right there. That was a lot of fun. First sculpt on stream was that guy. Really happy with how that one turned out. That's my least favorite project. My gingerbread choking the elf on a shelf. It was fun to make, but and then I absolutely love my Santa Jack. In fact, this Halloween time frame, somewhere in that ballpark, I want to do another Jack Skellington sculpt in his Halloween, his normal default suit, which is going to be a nightmare to pinstripe. But hey, I'm a glutton for punishment. Look at what I'm doing. So, yeah. There's videos on all of those projects on the YouTube channel. Basically, end of 2022, I got back into sculpting. I used to sculpt in my teen years and just kind of fell out of the hobby. And I ended up getting back into it at the encouragement of Menchie, actually, my partner. And I started talking to her like, why don't I give it a shot and make some YouTube videos? So I would record the whole process and then condense it down into 10, 15, 20-minute videos with a condensed version of the process and a showcase at the end. And I really enjoy making videos, but it's a lot of work making those videos. Takes a good chunk of time. And after I finished the Korok last June, July, I needed a break. And that break lasted much longer than I anticipated. And in February of this year, I started getting the itch again. And I thought about it and started the Twitch channel. And for a couple months, I just played games to get comfortable and get the stream set up and work towards getting this workspace set up for streaming. And finally, we did the candle. That was the first project on stream. And that's predominantly what we will be doing moving forward is sculpting and painting on stream. Occasionally, we'll take a break and play video games or whatever, but this is what we'll be doing. And now that I'm doing this, the videos will mostly just be showcase videos on the YouTube channel once we finish a project, because all of the VODs are exported to my secondary channel, FeralMoonTV, and everything gets its own playlist, every project. So if anybody was interested in the process, there's literally more process than ever before. And it saves me time editing and provides more time for projects and also having a life. Love finding good non-gaming channels to watch. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of gaming videos and live streams, and I find myself, uh, aside from games that I'm playing and channels that provide insight into those games with like tips and information. Um, I really don't watch many gaming videos anymore. And even live streams, there's only a few streams that I watch that actually play games, and I tend to watch um, art streams more than anything these days. And that's another thing too. The short time that I've been on Twitch, getting to know people in the art community here, this community is amazing. It really is. I've really been having a blast. No. Oh, well, that one's junk. Let's get another one. I got some goo on my composite tool. That's not helping. There are a few gaming streamers that I watch just because I like those games. Yeah. Yeah, if something new comes out, I'll tune into a few different guys that'll probably play that, considering they tend to play the type of games that I play. And I'll check it out through their stream, or if there's a special event going on, there's a couple guys that I watch for various games. Um, and then like Burke Black, I've followed him forever. He plays all kinds of different stuff, but I just enjoy his stream. So Burke has a very cool stream setup. It's been pirate themed for as long as I can remember. And his new studio setup, he's got like an actual, it's kind of a mix between an actual set piece with green screen elements. So it looks like you're sitting in a captain's cabin of a pirate ship, and you can see out the back window, and it's like stormy and the ocean's going, pretty cool. And Burke's just a good guy. Let's see. And I think I follow Co Carnage, of course, and but most of my follows are most definitely art streamers of various types, painters, drawers, airbrushing, some throwers, kind of making me want to get a pottery wheel. but I don't have room for a kiln, much less a pottery wheel, so maybe one day. Honestly, at this point in my life, if it was just me, I'd be content with renting out a building that had like a storefront area that I could convert to a workshop and an upstairs that I could live in. I'd be set, you know? I don't know that Minchie would be okay with that though. To me, that sounds amazing, but I'd love to find a house with a bit more. I don't want to say space because it's not like we don't have space here. It's just not ideal utilizable space for workshop area and stuff like that, you know? And I could sell my house just fine right now and make out like a bandit, but I'd be losing everything I gain and then some when it comes to buying a house right now. So maybe one day, once I kind of have a feeling this little bubble that's building up with the housing market's going to burst. And I certainly don't want that to happen after buying a new house and then lose my ass on equity, you know? So I'll stay right where I'm at. It's crazy out there these days. Did y'all hear that I guess it happened already in a lot of countries around February or something, but this is kind of the first I heard of it. They're actually raising Twitch sub prices here in the US even. It's going from $4.99 to $5.99. And I think July 11th is the effective date. Everything's getting expensive. Yeah, I believe anybody that has an existing subscription got kind of a heads up email. I'll be honest, with everything going on with Twitch, makes me a little bit nervous. I hope for the best, but I know Twitch has never been profitable. I don't, it's very difficult for a platform like this to be profitable. See Mixer, you know. um, a lot of discussion about them not being profitable, and a lot of measures being attempted to increase revenue. And I'm starting to worry that maybe Amazon is putting pressure on Twitch, like you either become profitable or we're gonna make some changes, you know. And I hope that's not the case, but I don't trust Amazon. I'm very much considering, instead of just exporting VODs to the secondary channel, sometime over the summer, I may very well start dual streaming. The only problem is if I do that, even though there's no music on the VODs here, YouTube is much more strict and a little bit more advanced in that. Like they can do live detection. Technically, they can here too, but I haven't heard any stories of it happening. But they'll flat out like kick you right off of the stream on YouTube. So we would have to play non-copyright music. Used to love Mixer. It was, it was definitely a smaller platform, of course, but I don't know. There was a charm to it. It's a shame that Microsoft shut it down. Not going to say that Mixer was making the best decisions, but those paychecks to certain streamers were a little bit outrageous. Before they paid big streamers to move over, they could have used that money to improve their platform. Yeah, they should have invested that into their current streamers and their platform, you know? Because I think the only people that really made out on that deal were the people that got paid. Low latency over there was incredible compared to Twitch. Oh, yeah. I think the bitrate was higher too. I know it's higher on YouTube. Also, and I guess they third-party apps have kind of added some of the features that Mixer had, but GIFs in chat was fun too. I would wager that the whole Facebook deal didn't really pay off for Facebook either. Is Facebook streaming even still a thing? Facebook gaming or whatever? I haven't had a Facebook account in ages. I still use Mix It Up, one of the best bots that was, yeah, that's what I'm using. That's what I'm using. Mine's very basic right now because when I was streaming games, I was running the stream on my other PC and playing games on the PC that is running the stream right now. with a dual stream setup or a dual PC stream setup. So the bot's running on that PC. So it's not connected to OBS or anything. But eventually I'm going to migrate it over, and because without playing games regularly, I'm just using this PC to run the stream. Facebook's seriously problematic. I rarely even use Facebook, mainly use it for Marketplace. Yeah, most people I know that still have it only have it for Marketplace. I get that. Like Menchie, I mean, that's really the only thing she uses it for. And since I don't have one, occasionally I'll be like, hey, can you post this thing on there for sale? Because honestly, in a lot of ways, I feel like Facebook Marketplace has kind of replaced Craigslist. You know, obviously Craigslist is there, but I feel like it's not used nearly as much as it used to be. Yep. 1 second. All right. So I had a text. I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. Level of protection I think people feel with Facebook Marketplace. Facebook makes you use your real name. Maybe they might have. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Craigslist. You started hearing some pretty sketchy stories. And I know at one point, years and years ago, I posted a camera for sale. And I ended up selling it. But in the process of that, someone definitely was trying to scam me. Yeah, it's my son's birthday. I want to get him a birthday gift. And he's in Nigeria. Can you send it to Nigeria? Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me get right on that. Yeah. I was gonna like, is he a prince by chance? If so, I'm still waiting on my return. So you mentioned you use Mix It Up. You do you? I take it you stream here on Twitch. I had that with my DSLR. They claimed it was faulty and wanted a refund. I said only when the cameras returned to me. Absolutely. This ain't Amazon. Occasionally I do. Creative streaming or video games or what you stream? And speaking of, there's a shout out for Stevie. Stevie streams, working on models and in the workshop and all that fun stuff. So be sure to show some love and check out Stevie's stream sometime. Been a while though. Usually do either ASMR or creative streams, digital art and crafting. Nice. Well, I dropped a follow there. I'll try to catch you live if you're streaming sometime. Yeah, no worries. Oh no. Waka Waka. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. BRB, gonna make another cup of coffee real quick. No worries, we'll be here. Hello, Makawaka. Arranged the postage back to me. Then they asked if I could pay for the taxi to post office. I refused, so they whined but sent it back and complained they didn't get the full refund because I took the cost of returning postage. Wow. Yeah. I don't like selling stuff, man. It always feels so awkward and ugh. Last time I did was I was selling an extra table and chairs that I had. And I think we sold it through Facebook Marketplace. And they came and picked it up and it was just super awkward, you know? Obviously some people are more personable, so it makes it less awkward, but this guy was not very personable. Hey, no worries, Stevie. No worries at all. I'm sorry it took me so long. I'll blame the fact that you know, it's just me. And also, I'm just kind of kind of running slow today. We're going to do something. don't know how well that's going to work, but it's my attempt to salvage that piece. Yeah, I don't like that. Don't mind the selling. It's when it's a high value item or yeah, that makes it a bit worse. Especially when you're firm on the price and you even say like you're firm on the price and then some joker comes along like trying to haggle it. And it's like, do you not understand what firm on price means? Like, it certainly doesn't mean let's negotiate. I think with this project, given, you know, the repetitive nature of it, not that I would do a whole lot, but typically I will reserve 99.9% of you know, the project for work on stream, right? But given the fact that we are on day 12 and this is very, very, very repetitive, what I think I might do is allow myself to, like, let's say we start an area on stream and we don't necessarily finish it on stream. I might just go ahead and finish it up if I have time in between, you know, just to kind of keep this project moving along. I don't want to be sitting here at the end of next month still working on this, so. And, you know, the few times that I've done any work off stream, I kind of catch you guys up to speed. But anytime I have, it's always been, you know, stuff like this where we've started it. We got to a point where it was basically done, but it needed a little bit more work or a little bit more attention to detail. So you guys are never missing much of anything. If I was doing multiple projects, we would just take a day and switch back and forth a little bit, but just to keep things from getting stale and watching the same thing over and over. But we'll just kind of keep this project moving as fast as possible without rushing it. And with the glow, the liquid polymer clay that I ordered, the glow variants, kind of gave me an idea for another arc creature sculpt. At some point. I think it sounds pretty fun. If you're familiar with the game, And you know what glow tails are? I think that would be a fun sculpt. I know this is kind of awkward. Try to keep the best angle on the camera, and then this camera over here is kind of useless right now with my hand being in the way constantly. Oh yeah, this is working better than I planned. Waka Waka, thanks. This is just an 80s playlist I put together. Kind of rotate between an 80s and a 90s playlist. Probably gonna add a 70s playlist soon. It's kind of depressing that this song is talking about things like what is it, 30 years ago, like 40 years ago. Some of the stuff we're still dealing with today. Yay. Come on now. A little Joy Division. Like Billy Joel? Are you saying you like Billy Joel? I hear he's kind of a bit of a character these days, we'll say. I like his music though. Hell, a lot of guys from that era, like actors and musicians, it's like, all right, I love your work. Can you please stop acting weird though? You know? just just stop talking. Like Gary Busey made some cracking films, then went weird. Yeah. I haven't even kept up on Gary Busey. Didn't Nick Nolte like lose his mind too? Those brainworms, man, you gotta watch out. They'll get you. Also, lots of cocaine. Probably not a good idea. I would imagine that played a significant role in a lot of those cases, maybe. Ended up warming up food instead of getting more caffeine. Probably the better choice, right? I uh I ate before stream, but of course, the nature of things, now that stream is going, I'm getting hungry. Might have to take an actual snack break today. Problem is, I don't have much to snack on. I need to get to the store. Probably, but my coffee pot was looking pretty good. Well, at least the food will give you actual energy instead of, caffeine just tricking you into thinking you're not sleepy. Caffeine is great, but it's also a liar. Caffeine sometimes makes me sleepy. Yeah, I'm not I lean on caffeine more than I probably should, but the part of the reason why is because I'm not sensitive to it. Like I could drink a cup of coffee or chug a Mountain Dew or drink an energy drink and lay down and take a nap. If only I could go to sleep when it was time to go to sleep as easily. I have to make sure I am good and ready before I go to bed. Otherwise, I just lay there forever. I think I might have to order pizza later, chat. It feels like a pizza kind of day. Every day is a pizza kind of day, but today is especially so. I don't know if we're going to get both ears done today. I would like to at least get the one we're working on done. And then if nothing else, maybe tomorrow if I'm sitting around, or this evening, or later when I'm watching Andy's stream, maybe I'll work on the other ear. It's a very time consuming process, and I apologize if it's not super interesting to watch. I know it's very slow moving, but I definitely think that the end result is worth the time invested. This thing is really coming together. I can't wait till we start on his face. I think that's really going to be a turning point in the project where it all just kind of, you know, comes together. The ears are definitely helping too. Every day can be a pizza day. There's never a bad time for pizza. See, I agree completely. And she says I eat pizza too much. I said that's impossible. Plus, it's just easy. Like, well, we got a couple places that'll deliver where we live because we don't live in town, but we've got like three or at least three places that deliver. Four places that deliver. Um, one of them is Domino's, and they have their two for $6.90, two or more items for $6.99 each. So, of the listed items, each one you have to order at least two things, and they're $6.99 each that way. And I can get a pizza and a couple other things, and that's like lunch and dinner for a couple days after stream, you know? Um, so it's hard to pass up. Because I'll tell you, the last thing I want to do after stream is like cook food. I just want to eat it. I got time to cook. I enjoy cooking when I do. I just don't like how much time it can take out of my day. But once in a while, I get in a pretty big mood to cook up some good stuff. Last time, let's see, what did I make? Um, what was that? I made chorizo stuffed peppers. Those were amazing. And they had a red pepper sauce that I made from scratch. And I made a pot roast with red wine, and boy, that was good. Yeah, stuffed peppers are good. It had been a long time when I made them, since I had them, and I really kind of got a craving and um, found a recipe from what's his name, Chef Jean Pierre, I believe. But I replaced the beef with chorizo. Boy, was that a good call. That was very good. In fact, Minchie wants me to make them again, so at some point, I suppose I'll have to. How long do you typically stream? So I don't normally stream on Saturdays. Like I said before, it's kind of a makeup for uh, not streaming yesterday, even though Fridays are never a guaranteed stream. But I have a schedule essentially in Eastern time. Monday and Thursday, I stream 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern, but I typically start a little bit early as long as I don't have anything going on. And then on Tuesdays, I stream like 11 to 3. And then if I stream on Friday, it's typically 11 to 3 as well. But I have Fridays on the schedule as kind of like a potential bonus stream if I'm able to, because Minchie's off on Fridays. Um, so sometimes we have stuff going on. And then, unscheduled streams can always pop up on the weekends when if we don't have anything going on, like today. She had plans and I don't have anything. And then sometimes Sundays we'll do like a Sunday fun day and play some video games together on stream. But yeah, I typically stream in like 4 to 5 hour, 3 to 5 hour blocks. Most of the time it's only 3 hours if we're working on a project that kind of gets to a point where there's nothing left to do until I throw it in the oven. Boy, that's coming across the side of the ear perfectly. I love it. Um, Stevie or Jenny, if I know you said you were cleaning, but if either of you are there, um, would you mind letting me know if Andy goes live while I'm streaming and when or whatever? I don't want to, overlap too much. We'll definitely be rating Andy's stream today. but we still have some time here. Like I said, I definitely want to at least finish this ear up today. At least these are much quicker than the arms. Arms were a bit of a challenge. Chorizo is really good anyways. I could only imagine how good it was in stuffed peppers. Yeah, I'm a fan of chorizo. Especially with like stuffed jalapenos with cream cheese. So good. My mouth is watering now. Damn it. Is it Live 8 Snacks? Did I get that right? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Hello, happy Saturday. Live if you like. Okay, that works. Sometimes I'll add chorizo to scrambled eggs. I've heard of people doing that. I've never done it myself. That being said, I think I've had at least an omelet or two with chorizo in it. Or at least like a sausage chorizo mix, maybe. I don't know. I actually had some of uh, the mix that I made with the chorizo to stuff the peppers. I had extra, and we used that. Actually, I think Minchie did make an omelet with it. For a second, I was worried that one was too big, but you don't have to worry about that today, thankfully. That's part of the reason why the arms took so long is I had to do like little tiny pieces like that. And boy, does that take a while. About to have my first coffee. Gonna be a good day. Just starting the day off, are we? Very nice. That first cup of coffee is always the best, huh? I don't even consider myself a functional person until I had at least a sip of my coffee. My brain's on like one track the moment I get out of bed, you know? Must get coffee. Probably not great. Probably shouldn't be like that, but and I think most of it's just psychological. because I'm definitely a creature of habit, like borderline autistic about it. I don't like to have my routine changed. I sp- oh, jeez. All right, can we peel these off without destroying them? It's about time to wipe this thing off. Starting to get a bit of residue build up on there. Trouble is, I have to let it sit a minute after we wipe it off. Hey, Bruce. Happy Saturday to you, sir. Hugs and nugs to you as well. Hope you're having a good week. Wow, words. Hope you're having a good weekend, man. Let me do this. Folks, linked in the chat there, Mr. Bruce Odyssey, DJ, live on Twitch, multiple days a week. Puts on a great show. You should definitely check him out. Drop a follow and go hang out and join the rest of us dancing in chat. I hope you're having a good weekend, man. You know, after this experience, I could probably get a job in Turkey doing those butt hair transplant surgeries. Probably make pretty good money doing that, right? Looking so good. Great work. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this little guy's shaping up. A lot of work to go yet, but we're definitely in a phase where progress is happening, you know? I don't know if I like that hanging over that far. Maybe. All right. That works. Of the eyes. Yeah. These are glass eyes that I got. I got a whole bunch of them. Um, Another streamer here and sculptor on Twitch, and frankly friend of the channel, Mr. Andy Mecca. He's been using those and kind of convinced me to get some and give it a shot. And I'm glad I did because they're pretty nice. They'll definitely come in handy for various projects. So I got all kinds of eyes, from stuff we can use for monsters and cute stuff on the rare occasion that we do cute stuff like this. um, and even like some dragons and whatnot. Because I definitely want to sculpt a dragon at some point. And a werewolf. That's on my list. I also want to do a kind of like a, not a realistic cat, but I want to sculpt a black cat that's kind of stylized, like a macabre style of some kind. And one of the things that I have on my list to do is pick up a soldering gun and relearn soldering, because it's been a soldering iron, I should say. It's been ages since I have. But I want to start getting back into that. And that way I can do my own like LED wiring, battery packs and all of that. And I think it would be cool to make the black cat's eyes illuminate. So whenever we get to that project, that's going to be a fun one. Yeah, I think that would look really neat. I just need to do, like I said, I need to get a soldering iron and the stuff I need for that, and an assortment of LED cells and some battery packs. But I also need to make sure I do a little bit of research, because there is absolutely wiring out there that is rated to heat well beyond the heat that you bake these guys. So I could literally like build the wiring into the sculpt and not have to worry about putting this guy in the oven. I just got to do a little bit of research and make sure I'm getting the right stuff. I've used some LEDs in past projects, but they've all been like prefab things, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and place a few since we're working out of the middle. It's only on the edge that I really need to stop and form the hairs out before we move on. Anything that overlaps, you definitely want to manipulate the little hairs on the under layer before you add anything that overlaps it. But yeah, anybody that messes with any kind of clay, definitely recommend giving this process a go. Like I said, it's going to take you some time, and it's a little bit repetitive. A little bit. It's very repetitive, but it's kind of chill, man. It really is. Pretty relaxing process for the most part. And that end result is pretty cool. Wonder what Andy has in store for his stream today. Trying to remember where he didn't stream yesterday. So essentially, bring this down right to that line. Oh, 1 second. All right, sorry about that. And she had texted me, let me know she was done and getting ready to be heading home. I said she went to a vegan festival of some kind today. I don't know. Like I said before, I limit my meat consumption, but I couldn't be a vegan, man. I like cheese and bacon, but mostly cheese. Cuz I can eat I'm fine with artificial bacon, like plant-based bacon. I'm fine with it. It's not as good as bacon, but it's pretty good. Um but cheese, nah. Vegan cheese is gross. That's not cheese. That's a lie. My mom is like 90% vegan. She likes eggs, butter, and cheese, and sometimes she eats salmon. Yeah. And that's the way I look at it. Like, I don't, I'm not about to cut meat out of my diet completely or animal products like eggs or cheese. Milk, I'm fine with some oat milk, you know, almond milk for various things is fine. But, yeah, no, I can't do the replacement cheese. It's just not good. She tries all sort, she does a lot of stuff with tofu. I am not brave enough to try tofu so far. I'm sure it's fine. It just looks gross. A lot of the alternative meat substitutes have incredibly high sodium amounts. Yeah, a lot of them do. Um, I've found a few. And I don't really worry about sodium too much anyway because I don't eat a lot of salt or sodium. So when I'm eating something that does have high sodium, I'm not extremely worried about it. But some of the what is it? Morningstar brand, I guess. Like I like their artificial bacon. It's kind of a pain in the butt to separate, but it's like bacon bits, you know? That's what it reminds me of. Um, and it makes a good BLT. I'll be honest. I've ate plenty of BLTs with artificial bacon and it was quite good. And then I like their black bean burgers, but the artificial chicken, nah, nope. But I'm also not a big fan of chicken anyway, so tofu's bland. The trick is getting the water out. Yeah, she has a tofu press. And yeah, she does the marinade she does, it always smells really good. I'm just afraid that I'm afraid of the texture. I don't know what to expect other than the worst. I don't like it seems like it would be spongy to me and I hate that consistency. One of these days I'll try it, but it's not bad. Okay. Well, maybe I'll try it sometime. Like I said, whatever I guess she does a few different things, but every time she makes it, it always smells good. And toss it in cornstarch and pan fry it so it's like nuggets. Yeah, she does something similar. I don't think she doesn't really bread it though. Mainly probably because um, she's gluten intolerant, and some of the non-gluten flours out there are just there's some good ones, but man, they don't work as well as actual flour when it comes to breading and stuff. Okay, I'm trying. Let's see. Hello, nice day. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you are having a nice day. Yep. Ad break in progress. Cut that off. It's kind of chunky. All right, start peeling these. Oh man. That one said not today. It's just a little bit that tears off. That's fine, but like that. I wish that ad break would have timed itself a little bit better. Because it's about time to give the dog her meds. Oh well. Anyone watch any of the Summer Games Fest? Is there a showcase happening today? Uh, not much of a gamer anymore, it seems. I don't know these things anymore. We actually forgot about the showcase last night, and I watched some of it after the fact, and then ultimately just started watching the trailers instead. Ah, people were watching it. I didn't personally watch. Yeah, I started watching the show after the fact, and I was like, why am I going to sit through all of this when I can just watch the trailers and be done with it? So that's what I did. Not a lot that caught my eye, but that first Descendant, I think it's called, that looks kind of interesting. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That Neva with the girl and the little wolf. Number one, that game looks absolutely gorgeous with the art style and everything. But that looks pretty cool. Alan Wake got a new DLC that actually dropped today. I didn't even know that was happening. So I might have to check that out at some point. My backlog is growing. I still have yet to play Hellblade 2. Have it installed, just haven't had time. I give up because I have so many games that I have never played and no plan on playing them anytime soon. Yeah, I I was honestly getting to a point where it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm running out of stuff to play. And then everything just came out all at once. And a lot of games on the horizon that I'm interested in. And the list just kept growing. But the good news is some of my backlog was kind of thinned out by itself because a lot of the things that I was waiting and looking forward to ended up being disappointments. So at least I don't have to worry about those. We were both, Menchie and I were looking forward to uh, the Suicide Squad game. And then we saw the gameplay. Lost interest in that one real quick. Which is fine because we have a long list at this point of games that are co-op that we want to play together. And it looks like there's quite a few on the horizon as well. And one of those was announced at the game show last night. Cult of the Lamb is getting a co-op update in August. Do you bake the sculpt at any point while in progress, or is this all soft clay still? I do. Like I call them save points. Yeah, I do multiple bakes. Um, so when I did the body formation and the head, I baked that. After I did some of the initial carving detail for the fur and the face, and then came back, drilled the holes for the ears, and added those. And then it's kind of just been a process of I did the belly for the fur, and then the chest worked its way up in there, and then I baked it before we did the arms, and he's been baked since Thursday when we did the arms. Just just so it doesn't get smashed, you know. Yeah, the great stuff about this is you can totally do that. In fact, it's better to overbake it than underbake it. So definitely beneficial there. Save points, yep. Yep, it's a good place to be. I don't have to worry about bumping things and smushing textures and all of that. After I get this guy, well, the last piece on, I'm going to take a quick break. I just got to go load up a pill pocket with the dog's heart meds and give that to her. And then I'll come right back and we'll continue on and finish this area up. But we'll keep going until Andy goes live. I haven't seen him post on Discord that he's going live within 30 minutes quite yet, so probably in the next 30 minutes we'll probably see that. And if those of you that are new in chat here today, if you're not familiar with Andy Mecca, he's another sculptor, and I have absolute faith that if you're enjoying your time here, you will absolutely enjoy your time there. I spend a lot of my off-stream time hanging out on his stream. Hey, thanks, Liv. I appreciate it. Now I just need to learn that kind of patience elsewhere, you know? Might as well get these out real quick. That way when I sit back down, we can just cut the fur and get moving. Probably about four more of these. As in three more times around the wheel here, I guess. I don't like that. What's the deal? Yep, there's the 2 o'clock alarm. I'll basically try any craft, but I mostly sew or crochet. Very nice. We've got a few people in the community that do some sewing and crocheting, and oh, that's too thin. This is getting too warm from being in my hand and being a smaller amount of clay at this point. That's part of the problem. That was one of the things I had to get used to with this clay. I always used medium firmness on my Sculpey, and so I got medium firmness on this, and it's fine, all well and good. The difference being this stuff, once you get it working, boy, is it easy to work with. Almost borderline too easy on a warm day especially. But boy, does it kind of just spreads and blends like butter. What kind of clay? This is Cos clay. It's a polymer clay like Sculpey. I don't want to do that yet. Getting ahead of myself. It's a polymer clay like Sculpey, but so you bake it. But the difference is, Sculpey is like a hard plastic finish once it's cured. This stuff actually is still bendy. You don't want to, go too crazy with it. But like I could sit here and squeeze his ear and it's not going to snap, um, like it would with Sculpey. Or, like, well, let's see if you can see it on camera. This is baked. And you can see it still moves. Yeah, really cool stuff. Cosplay is what it's called. Right? Yeah, I don't know when this became a thing, but like I kept seeing people using it. So I bought some and I had used like little bits. For instance, my Jack Skellington, I used it for his hands. Um, Stuff like that. But I've never done a whole sculpt with it until this. And this is what I'll be using predominantly moving forward. I still have a good amount of Sculpey left over, various colors, and then I've got like a full 1 pound brick and what's left after the candle. But we'll use that on things from time to time. We're going to be using regular Sculpey on the base for him. But yeah, my sculpts will be using Cosplay moving forward. Welcome back. I'm just about to step away for just a minute to give the dog her meds. Made a Skellington? Yes, I will put the break screen up and it will actually cycle through some of my older projects. And actually the candle's on there too, so you'll be able to see that. But yeah, give me just a moment. I got to go give the dog her meds and then we will continue on and finish this ear up today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you're enjoying and I will see you in just a moment. That eye mushroom is nightmares. That is actually based off of a painting by a surrealist artist. Really enjoy that guy's work. And thought I'd make a 3D mushroom guy. And there's Jack. I had a lot of fun with that one. A lot of fun with that one. And it was actually like my third project when I started the YouTube channel. And I've got Jack on the list around Halloween this year. I want to sculpt him in his Halloween suit. You know, the black and white pinstripe, because I love to torture myself, apparently. Those pinstripes are going to be a nightmare to paint. I'll find you on YouTube. Yeah, I can get you a link here. Yeah, there's a link in the chat to my main YouTube channel. Luigi's Fifth Toenail. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Is the fifth one the tiny one? Is that how that works? Right, Pinky? Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Welcome in. We are just doing Jerboa hair here. Which is what we've been doing mostly all week. But I'll take this over working on ears like we were all the week before. Spent 4 or 5 days working on ears and I was done with ears. And now we're putting hair on ears. But still. I told everybody I'm taking a break from doing any more sculpts with big ears for a little bit. So the jackalope will have to wait, I'm afraid. Keeping decent. Currently midnight and a tiring Saturday done and dusted. Oh, wow. In the future, then. Well, I hope it was a good Saturday. My Saturday's only about halfway over so far. But no complaints from me. It's been a pretty good one. Short of waking up a little bit too early for my taste, but before reading the description, I thought this might be a jackalope. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could see that. That's one of the things, too, I was saying with, I can't wait to get to his face. Once we start adding the fur, it's really going to kind of bring things together with building out the face and make his ears fit a little bit more, you know? Because right now they look excessively large because he has no hair around them. But of course, once we start adding the fur detail onto the face and around the ears, it'll really kind of bring it together. This project, and it's really wanting to stick right there. Um, I mean, as you saw on the break screen, this whole journey, I should say, with sculpting and the channel, it's always been about just learning new processes and trying them and just practicing and getting better. And this project was definitely stepping outside of my comfort zone quite a bit, which is, we've talked about it on stream before. Um, Definitely a good practice to get into, is uncomfortable as that can be. Because I think that that's where you really learn and grow. And I'm definitely surprising myself, which is a very good feeling. And getting the hang of new techniques in the process. And I feel much more confident now. This was my first animal form sculpture. Uh, and I'm feeling much more confident now moving forward to take on more of that variety. Like the cat and the werewolf and the jackalope. That was kind of added to the list as a result of having fun with this one. But, I recognize only because I'm no exception. I definitely I found a style when I got back into sculpting, and I kind of ran with it and stuck in that groove. And I tried some new things along the way, new techniques and whatever. But I definitely kind of stayed in a groove. And now that I'm back after a brief hiatus there that lasted longer than intended, as I mentioned, um, I really want to break that and kind of like I was saying earlier, I'm not going to do projects this hyper detailed all the time, but we'll kind of mix things up a bit. And that way I've got some projects in between that don't take, a month or two to finish. The candle, for instance, that we did before this guy, I think I'd have to look. I think he's 10 days on the project total, and we're on day 12 and still sculpting. Lost a hair. So yeah, we'll have some projects that like this one that take a while, but then we'll move on and do a project that takes maybe a week or two. Maybe do a couple of those and then pick one off the list that we can kind of settle into for a bit. Yeah, anybody doing this technique, I would definitely recommend If you've got some curlies like that when you put them on and they're curling outward, before you hit it with your ISO brush and soften up the clay, definitely kind of tamp it down a little bit and separate them if you need to, and then hit it with the brush. That way they don't tear as easy. Little thing I've learned from, well, from doing it the wrong way. And I'm really happy with how this is turning out because, like I mentioned when we started this, one of the things we have to be cautious with the ears is making sure the spacing is done in a way where there's enough overlap but not too much, because once you get too much it starts to bulk out because you're building on top of the layer underneath, and we don't want that. So and been doing pretty good keeping that minimized. Need a little bit more liquid polymer. And then I'll just brush that out. This is, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with the process or the material, that was basically liquid clay. When you bake a piece that you're still in the process of working on, you can put that liquid polymer clay on there, and it helps it adhere, creates a bond. Yeah, good song and a great movie. This is one movie they better not remake. Like, just don't even try, you know? You know, who knows, chat? Maybe if we don't have anything going on tomorrow, we don't have any plans that I know of, might try to go on a walk. Um, but we'll see what's going on, see how I'm feeling. There's definitely plenty of work to be done, as we've discussed. And as you can see, maybe I'll stream a little bit tomorrow too. Like I said, no promises, but I think the overhead's probably the best because when I'm doing this, my hand's right in front of what I'm doing, so we'll keep the overhead up. I'd only need one more round of fur to finish up this ear. I don't think Andy's streaming yet, though. I thought he'd be live. Oh, well, speak of the devil. Look at that. Mr. Andy Mecca has graced us with his presence. How you doing today, sir? We were just talking about, I was kind of waiting to see when you were going live, and we were going to be coming to say hello. But right there, get that done preemptively, chat. Drop a follow, show some love, and we'll be saying hello to Mr. Mecca here soon. How's it going, man? Hope you had a good night last night. Yeah, just been lurking while I set up. Yeah, I gotcha. I've been keeping an eye out because we're close to. I was gonna see about getting both ears done today, but you know this process takes some time, and my stomach is starting to tell me it's about time. Andy, I was saying earlier, I'm sure you've discovered this as well, maybe. But I was looking when I was putting my 80s playlist together, right? I was looking at other 80s playlists like top radio hits and all of that. Man, I kid you not, not one of those playlists had Pat Benatar. How do you have an 80s playlist without Pat Benatar? Crimes Against Humanity is what I call that. Great night last night. Just chilled. Couldn't find a decent movie, so we started over with Fallout. Oh, the series? I cannot wait for season 2, which is a problem because we know that's going to be at least a year away. And I'm still waiting on season 5 of freaking Stranger Things. Ever noticed that on the playlist? Yeah. I was like, this is crazy. I had to manually go search for Pat Benatar and add her to the playlist. Because out of like 6 playlists I was going through, 80s top hits, best of the 80s, etc. No Pat Benatar. Absurd. No Joan Jett either, but I guess I can. I don't accept it, but I guess I understand it. I don't know. Man, I'm just sitting here. I've been thinking the last couple days. Love is a Battlefield. It's about all that. Well, there was that one too, right? I think. Fairly certain. But yeah, I was sitting here thinking the last few days, when I'm done with this, we're gonna be doing the Oblina sculpt. That sculpt's gonna feel like absolutely nothing compared to this. She's literally like a snake with legs and arms. Um, Kind of a big difference here. Cakewalk compared to this beast, yeah. I'm debating whether I give her kind of a scaly texture or not. With Crumb and Ickis, I stayed mostly true to form with a few little liberties here and there, but like I gave Ickis his little bunny tail. Which is playing into a running joke in the series, where everybody mistakes him as a rabbit, which is I guess a Easter egg reference to the fact that the voice actor for Ickis, I believe it was Buster Bunny from Tiny Toons. He did the voice for him as well. So I had to add the bunny tail. Yeah, that one, not good. This is not on shuffle. It says it's on shuffle. This is not on shuffle. That explains the back-to-back Michael Jackson earlier. I thought it was just shuffle being favorable to Michael Jackson, but about my car's extended warranty. I really need to stop referencing the song that's playing because people watching the VOD are going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? Just saying random nonsense. Ow. Wire got me. There's a sharp spot on that thing. Oh no. It's fine. In fact, these in a bit. And perfect. And I'll just overlap that and we'll be good with that fix. Couple more little fur pieces. That's not good. Yeah, if Andy, if you're still there, dude, I got my shipment from Cosplay yesterday. Got here quick. I ordered it Wednesday night. But anyway, that glow, the liquid glow stuff is pretty cool. And I got some ideas. I want to sculpt at some point a glow tail from Arc, which is a little lizard thing. And they, like, part of the whole thing is they're bioluminescent. So that would be perfect. Perfect opportunity to use the glowy liquid. Yeah. I think that'll be pretty cool. And then I've got some it's not cosplay, but glow in the dark Sculpey. So I can use that for like the bits on him that actually need to be like formed out. And then do line details with the glowy liquid. Oh, that'll be cool. And that stuff's reactive to black light or UV light as well. In fact, it's kind of weird. I got blue and green. Obviously, they glow blue and green. But if you put it under the UV light, the blue is green and the green is yellow. Um, not a glowing paint. I've got glowing clay. And then, you know, the stuff that I've been putting on to attach the fur on the ears, the liquid polymer clay, it's that, except it glows. Yeah, I got 2 bottles of it. One's green and one's blue. And they make the corresponding clays to go with it as well. But since I already have some glowing Sculpey, just green, but for now that should do. And then when I use that up, I will order from Cosplay. Yeah, I've been thinking about some ideas that I could do. It'd be cool to like do some kind of funky looking monster sculpt or something. And then during the painting process, right? Oh, come on now. During the painting process, because you can literally take this stuff, right? And same with the glowy variant of this, and you can just run a line out and then bake it, right? Um, so what you could do is do all like line detail in your painting process, um, and just do the lines, and then that would glow. Like, so in the dark, you would have this cool, trippy, like outline of whatever the sculpt is, and something with hard angles that would work even better. But yeah, I think we can have some fun with that stuff on a few projects for sure. Gonna leave you to it. Let the pups out. Enjoy the rest of the stream, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Andy. I'm sure we'll be seeing you soon. Because I also need to order pizza soon. I am starving. The glowing kraken? That could be interesting. Um, it would be kind of cool to sculpt something that has like tentacles and isn't hentai. Just to clear that up before anybody has any requests. That's the great thing about this is you're only really limited by your creativity and ideas, right? Always a new project you can take on. And some of my work is, you know, original. Some of it's going to be, you know, character inspired or what have you. Hi, Minchie. Minchie's home. I'm just finishing this ear up and we're going to. If Andy's stream is up by then, we'll be raiding him. And then I'm ordering pizza because I'm starving. Are you going to want in on that or not? All right, then. I know where I'm ordering from, so I can get the potato wedges too. Brush this down. This is just isopropyl alcohol. Works for smoothing. Hey, that turned out pretty good. Now we just got to do it again. I do want to tidy that little spot up. That's better. It was kind of bunched up. I didn't like that. I do too. Yeah. Depeche Mode is great. And what was the other one that's kind of Depeche Mode-ish? New Order? Commissions are closed. Yeah, let's see that. Yeah, some of the wraparound on the ear there is perfect. When we start doing hair up, up this way, the little, we'll be starting at the inner part of the ear and then working towards the eyeball. And then I'll be putting some clay over top of that and then doing a carved in texture above and below the eyes that'll kind of overlap where the hair is. But yeah, that turned out better than I hoped, to be honest. And then it'll come up through this way and kind of wrap that way and that way and straight back this way. So it'll kind of, we'll just kind of have to manipulate the fur. Oh, there's an ad in progress. I really need to make it play a sound when it does that. So I know. I know it says it in chat. I think that helps you guys know more than me, though. Okay. Probably going to brush this a little bit more. The ISO will kind of help all of this stick to each other as well, which obviously will minimize any kind of breakage or anything like that. Like, I don't want it to be flat, but we don't want anything sticking out. Not a lot, anyway. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Not sure I understand how the ISO works. Oh, so yeah, so the ISO alcohol. Let me show you. So this is a I want to say it's yeah, it's just a polymer. Like an oil clay, right? I think you want to use mineral spirits for smoothing on that, maybe. But like this makes a clean surface for a bond. I mean, what it does is it'll actually soften this clay. Okay. So if you've got like lumps and bumps, you can use it to smooth. Like here, I'll just kind of put some scratch marks in this, right? And you can watch how much that goes down as I run the brush over it. It really just kind of cleans up the surface. It smooths it out. If there's any fingerprints or anything like that, you can get rid of them with a bit of ISO on a brush. And then of course it just evaporates. And so like if you're doing a lot of carving, for instance, if I was doing texturing like I have been on this guy, after you're sitting here carving for a bit, you're going to get like little like buildup where it's kind of pulled some clay out of the crevices or things like that. Just trying to, there we go. So I don't know how well that's coming in on camera. You can kind of see where it's elevated there. And then if I wanted to smooth that out, I would just run a brush over it. And that's going to clean all of that up. And you may have to like scoop out some of the clay that's worked in there, but yeah, it works really well. Did the smoothing with water. It would soften too much, maybe. I don't even know. I think water would just beat up. I don't know if it would do anything to it. Hey, Minchie. And then since it softens the clay, when I was talking about it on the top of the ear here, like all those little strands, as I'm brushing over it, it's kind of softening that clay and creating almost like a little bit of a film. And that film is just a mixture of the ISO and the clay. So then that, of course, when it dries, it kind of bonds together, if that makes sense. But yeah, super handy. You just got to be careful, depending on what you're doing and what you want the ISO to do. Like sometimes going in with a loaded brush is best. And sometimes you'll see me dip my brush and then like kind of wipe it off here on my glove just to get off some of the excess because I don't want it to be saturated when I'm brushing. And most of the time when I'm doing that, it's when I'm trying to manipulate this because I don't want it to be loaded with alcohol because then it's just going to like soften it too much and break these little strands. But yeah, pretty cool. And this you can use you can do the same thing with Sculpey. But I've never sculpted with, and I didn't even try to smooth this guy that much because it didn't matter because he was going to get covered up. But like getting him to the smooth finish that his underbody is, it was like no effort whatsoever because this stuff is great. Just use my spoon tool mostly and my scraper tool to get rid of any of the bumps and all of that. And then brushed them down with ISO and threw them in the oven. So, yeah. Benchi, what do you think? The hair on the ears? It turned out better than I expected. I just got to do the other ear. And I don't know if we're not doing anything tomorrow. There's not much going on. We'll see. Maybe I'll go live and finish that ear tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it off camera before Monday. Who knows? It'll be a surprise. That being said, let's kind of pull this over here so it can be seen. And I'll throw a few links at you guys. I'm gonna check and see if our raid target is ready yet. But before I do, I'm going to throw a link in the chat. That is my main YouTube channel. And on that channel, you'll find showcase videos and time lapses from projects past. And for all upcoming projects, including the candle we finished right before this guy, they'll be getting showcase videos on the channel. So you can check out the candle that we did before the Jerboa. And the Jerboa will, of course, be getting a showcase video when he's completed, as well as all future projects. So definitely make sure you're subscribed over there so you can catch those. And also throwing a link in the chat to the Discord. That is the best place for all the latest updates on the stream, the schedule when I'm going live, discussions about upcoming projects. And there's channels in there for everybody to share their artwork and let us know when they're going live or have any videos coming out. We'd love to see it. And we're in there hanging out when the stream's not live, so we'd love you to join us. And Tigers? I hope I said that right. Tigers? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Catching us, and if you're just coming in, you're catching us at the end of the stream today. But might be streaming a little bit tomorrow, but other than that, I do stream Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays with the chance to have a bonus stream on Fridays, depending on what's going on. Said it correct? Love your sculpture. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really digging this guy. I can't wait to get him completed, and hoping I don't ruin him with painting. We'll go over here as I hit my desk and shake all the things. I'm gonna get these gloves off now that my fingers are pruny. And let's see. Mammy, I will get you the Discord role. Welcome in. All right, you're all set up. Thanks for joining us. Ah, guess what? There's a Andy Mecha stream live. He's going to be doing some sculpting too. I'd love to have you guys join us and come say hello. One of my favorite places to be when I'm not streaming. So, if that's not a testimony, I don't know what is. So we will be going to say hello to Mr. Andy Mecha. And I will get all of that ready here momentarily. From the bottom of a Guinness barrel. I see that, Stevie. I see that. We're getting ready to go say hello. But first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. A lot of new names and faces in here today, and welcome in. It's been a pleasure. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, I might stream a little bit tomorrow, but no promises. So just kind of keep an eye out. But other than that, at the latest, I will see you guys back here on Monday. 1 p.m. Eastern time or earlier. Maybe around noon I'll go live. Sometimes if I'm able to start early, I do. But we'll be going until about 5 p.m. Eastern on Monday, and seeing what more we can get done with the Jerboa. But let's go ahead. Pet the doggo for us. Good to meet you all. You as well, Liv. You as well. I'm gonna throw. Oh wait a minute. I don't need to do that. Let's see. Non-sub raid call. If you're not subbed to the channel, you can copy that. And if you are subbed to the channel, there's the sub raid. I'm going to get that copied myself. Oh no, it moved. There we go. All right. Got my raid call ready to go. And let's run over real quick to the end screen so I can give some proper thank yous, and then we'll queue up the raid, and I will see you guys on the other side. Let's start with today. Well, first and foremost, Mammy, thank you so much for the follow. Mako Waka, Liv, Hello Nice Day, Luigi's Fifth Toenail, and Tigers. Thank you all so much for the follows. I hope you enjoyed the stream today. It was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Thanks for chatting with me. Lurkers, thank you. I appreciate all the support. Your support is just as equally important and very much appreciated. So thank you so much to each and every one of you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. If I don't see you beforehand, I hope your weekend goes well. And I'll see you back here on Monday, hopefully. It was nice hanging out here with you as well, Mammy. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting with me. Tigers, good to see you. Karate Matty. What's up, man? Been lurking. That Jerboa is coming along so nicely. Thanks, man. I very much appreciate it. I really do. And thank you for the lurks. I appreciate all the support, guys. We got those raid calls ready. Are we all ready to go? I will queue up the raid. We're going to go say hello to Mr. Andy Mecca. He's starting up the stream. He's going to be doing some sculpting today. And I will have us queued up in just a second, whenever it cooperates. There we go. We got Careless Whisper playing in the background. Is that what that is? It is. It is. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you on the other side of the raid. Get those raid calls ready. Let's go say hello to Mr. Andy Mecca. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Take care.